Hey everyone, it's future KoKo here. Before you start listening to today's episode, I just realized that this episode is dropping on Maya's birthday. It's perfect timing. I'm wishing you the happiest of birthdays, Maya, and I hope your day is as amazing as you are. We love you tons, and I'm so thankful. Now enjoy the episode. It's KoKo Unfiltered. Speak nothing but the truth. Bam! What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of KoKo Unfiltered. Hi, hello, how are you? I am back with the fabulous guest that we had last week, Miss Kristin.
Ooh, hello. So happy to be here.
And then we also have the fabulous OG of the OC, Miss Maya.
Hello.
Hello, and we are filming it this time, which is a little bit scary.
We're trying.
We do want to thank everyone for listening to the show and reaching out and giving us good feedback.
Oh, from
really
the bottom of
appreciate
our
it.
hearts.
It was pretty amazing.
Yes.
So thank you, everybody, for supporting our little hobby here.
It's so much fun. Everyone has been reaching out. I love it.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Today's episode is going to be all about personality traits, right? Personality traits, I
Yep,
would say.
personality traits.
We took a Enneagram test, all three of us, and we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to get into someone else who is on the spectrum, and we're going to divulge into that as well.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo, you whore. She had it written down.
Okay.
And then,
No, well, you got
so Maya wanted to say something before we really began. So I'll let Maya take.
Oh, okay. So first we want to set the intention of this podcast that what you broadcast comes back to you.
Yes.
So we're setting the intention just to have a great time today, make you all laugh, and just have some fun.
Sending lots of love.
We're sending that intention
Good
to the
vibes.
universe.
Yes.
Good vibes to everybody.
Only good energy here.
Only
Yeah.
good
No
energy.
negative.
No
No
negative
Negative
energy.
bitches stay out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not welcomed.
No, we know exactly who they are.
Tamara, what?
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, what do you got for us?
Okay, so Enneagrams.
Okay.
We all did it. Maya sent it to us, and she was like, we should all take this test. And we did take it. Me and Maya got the same.
I mean, of course. This is why I'm here, to bring something different to the table.
You know, we're just generous supporters.
We are.
What number did you get?
One, of course.
Do you remember? Do you have it on your phone, or do you?
I do.
Because we're going to read it off. We're
going
going to read.
She's panicking. Because that means
got you on the
she
spot.
doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't.
No.
I got you on the
So
spot.
KoKo, start
But
with
you
two.
have mine,
All right.
right?
Oh,
Or no?
we're just a little filmed in here.
Hello.
Mine's
See,
not in this?
bloopers
Okay.
at
No,
its
I-
best.
Uh-oh, guys. Now,
Okay.
let's see.
Okay, I have your one, but KoKo,
Yeah.
you should start with the
Yes.
two.
I have two.
While we
so,
look for
Start with
Kristin's.
so when you
That's
do
good.
Enneagram, this is not sponsored, but I hope it is. Enneagram.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
bunch of different sites you can go on to take your personality test for Enneagrams. Hello, do you see me? Okay. But there are a bunch of different sites you can go on. I just found a random one.
Yeah.
There's one that's in depth that you can get like just different parts of your personality by number, or just take a basic one that you could pay $1.50 for. So we did that one, and KoKo and I came up with number two. While he fixes the camera here, we are generous supporters. Where's my glasses? Okay. Okay. So we're eager to help and understand others, offering love and support unconditionally. So people who are twos with this personality type are typically warm, empathetic, and supportive. We often put our own needs in front of others. I'm ad-libbing here as I'm trying to read this. They are relationship-oriented, seeking close interpersonal connections, and derive a sense of self-worth from being able to assist and be significant in others' lives.
I mean, that is bam.
That's
both
spot
of
on.
Spot on?
For
It's
the both of us, I would say.
incredible.
So going on,
Yes, please do.
She's like, please go.
we're known for our generosity and nurturing nature.
Uh-huh.
We often are the first to offer our support and assistance and excel in these roles where they can provide care or guidance. I'm not going to read the other part because that is mean.
No, but don't you think that resonates with both of you?
I think it does.
Yeah,
I think it does.
I do.
I know you're hesitating.
No, I definitely do. I think, when we put people's needs before ours, that's kind of, a red flag.
Yeah.
Something
Going back to red flags.
Going back to therapy.
Shout out your therapist.
No, there is a balance, right? And again, going back to the Libra thing, right? There's a balance in being overly supportive. And I think that if you can figure that out, you'll be able to be okay in this position, right? KoKo, what do you think?
No, I agree. I totally agree. I'm just happy that we're Libras and we're the same.
We are.
Oh, we are generous supporters. Cool. I'm always supporting people and other people before myself.
Right.
So like that.
So on the flip side of that, we overthink.
Always.
Right. We sometimes might be, I'll just say it, a little not offended or just feel sad if we don't get it back.
Right.
We're not necessarily giving to give or support to support, right? It's just who we are.
We're just caring.
But then if we don't get that back,
I get a little hurt. I get a little disappointed. I get a little hurt. My butt does get tickled because I'm just like, okay, what's fucking wrong?
Right. Yeah. But like it doesn't happen all the time. It's just every now and then, right? Like, gosh, I wish I would have got that same energy back from that person.
Like I wish I would have gotten invited to a couple things I never got invited to.
Right. We know. We do know. We know those.
So you're taking it personally too.
I think a little bit. For me it is. For me, I take it a little personal.
I mean, I guess it's taking it personal, but it's more like, why am I not getting back what I give?
And now what would you do differently? Anything? Or would you just continue to be that way?
I think I continue to be that way.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Because it's just in your nature.
Yeah, you can't change it. It's who you are, right? Yeah. So I just think, paying attention to energy and knowing that people have limitations.
Right.
And some people, it's not that they're doing anything malicious to us or being mean. It's just they're not built like that. They're not made like that.
Yeah. That's great. Accepting that it helps you.
Yeah.
Unfold.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm reading the other part of it. And for number 2, for gender supporters, it says your personality type belongs to the feeling or heart triad.
Read that one more time.
So our personality type, it belongs to the feeling or the heart triad, which I feel like we do lead with our heart a lot.
Oh, for sure we lead with our heart, but
1,000%.
I wouldn't have it any other way. No. Any other way.
Absolutely not.
No, and it's on us to protect ourselves because we live this life. I feel like it's on me. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, can't take that personally. Like, again, this is how I choose to live my life, and I want to always be a positive light in people's lives. For the most part, for people who deserve it.
Only if you deserve it.
Right.
Only if you deserve it.
But no, I do. So if I don't get it back, it has to be a really bad situation, right? For me to walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything is a learning experience.
Right.
Always. I want to know this just because we're number 2, we're the same.
Yeah.
So challenges for this triad, which is what we're in the feeling, the heart triad.
Let me take a sip. Okay.
It includes dealing with feelings of shame, the need for approval, and the pursuit of identity. Their actions are often guided by how they want to be seen by others. Do you think that's true for you?
For me today, no. For me in corporate America, yes. Like,
I can see that.
Yeah, I feel like it's different. Like, no, at work, of course, you are like, you need to be perceived a certain way, and right. That is something that I used to think about, but me today, no, not anymore. And plus, maybe me in my 20s, but
I don't know if this is because I'm a millennial, but I've always been like, even in corporate America, I feel like you didn't I can wear pink hair because my mom always got mad if I dyed my hair blue or pink, or when I was working at the elementary school, she would get mad because she's like, you're being perceived a certain way. And I'm like, but it's fine. Like, it's 2022, 2023. I think people are over this.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have my tongue pierced. She was like, no, because you're not going to get a real job. But I'm like, it's okay. Corporate America doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. You're right. It's true. Corporate America has definitely.
I think we've come a long way for that.
Yeah.
And they have to. There's so many people out there that want to express themselves.
Exactly.
And this is who's coming up and who are you going to hire then?
I know,
There's gonna be
seriously.
nobody left.
Well, that's why I
Seriously.
got mad, because when I worked at Disney, going back to Disney, men couldn't do certain things. Like, you couldn't have your facial hair. I couldn't, like, when you're growing it in, you had to wait until it was fully grown in, or it was looked a certain way before you can come to work, or they would just make you go home.
Yeah.
Or men couldn't wear nail polish. Men couldn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
Men couldn't wear earrings. Mm-hmm. But then when I left, and after COVID, they reopened, and they're like, oh, you can have purple hair now. You
No
can have
problem.
your tattoos showing. You can have piercings. And I'm like, hello?
Yeah. How long were you there for?
7 years.
Wow. Okay.
From 2012 to 2019.
Yeah.
It was a long time.
That is a long time.
It was my first job ever.
I know. That's
Wow.
crazy.
Out of the gate, because I graduated high school and I had this little, like, I was like, I'm going to find a rich sugar daddy, take care of me. Never happened.
We're working on that for you,
Still
KoKo.
looking,
We're
still
working on
looking.
that. Okay, one thing I will say before we go to the ones about how I want to be perceived, because I want to be fun.
You are fun.
No. Of course you are.
When you ask me that, or you know what? Yeah, I want to be fun.
You are fun.
And so
if
that
anyone
is how I
knows
want to
you-
be perceived. You
Yeah.
know
Look,
what I
if
mean?
anyone knows you, they know you're fun.
Okay.
You're a good
Right.
time.
Okay.
You have Club Paris DJ lights on your house.
Oh, hello.
It's
Yeah, it's always, if you're going to hang out with Maya, you're
Yeah.
having fun. It's never like
there's never a
any other
moment like
question.
where you're not having fun.
Okay, well, that's fair then. Yes.
So don't ever think that you're not having fun.
Okay, good,
This is
because
your
I want to
therapy
be
session.
fun. I don't, yeah. Hello, therapy. Melanie, you got competition right now. I love you, Melanie, my therapist.
So Kristin got number 1.
Oh, yes.
And do you want to talk about what number 1 is? Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, that would be great. 'Cause
Okay.
Can't say it.
You need my glasses?
Yeah, probably.
So Kristin got number 1, which is ethical idealist. She seeks perfection and moral goodness, constantly striving to improve themselves and their surroundings.
I constantly doing that. And I think it's okay to be like that. I actually love learning more, trying to be better, trying to do better. But here's where it gets tricky, because then I'll be, I'll talk to my kids, or I'll talk to my mom or somebody, and I'll be like, why are you wearing that? What are you doing? Why is your hair like that? Why are you good? And it's like, just let them be. I try to control, and it should be my way. I have to be right.
Do you think you're controlling?
Yeah. But I'm working on it. Now because I'm learning now my path, and everybody has their own path. So I can't dabble in someone's path. Like, if I know the outcome is not going to be good, because I know these things, I have to let my child just go through it.
Yeah, but that's a kid thing. Like, you're talking about a child.
Well, they're older
mean-
now, right? So, like, say, if I feel something's not right for them, it's got to be something little, nothing major that's going to affect them deeply,
Right.
But I have to learn to step back and let them do their thing. They're on their own path.
Yeah.
And the other thing about being right, I think I'm right, when you get in an argument with someone, if you think you're right or they think they're right, you're right.
Yeah.
It's what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
Totally.
Yeah.
I never think I'm right when I'm trying to, when I'm arguing. I always try to see the other person's side before I
That's
make my
wonderful.
judgment.
This is what I have to start doing.
Before
And I'm
I make
working
my
on it.
judgment
You weigh
call.
everything out for same here. So,
try to
and
go
they
in
say
your
that
shoes.
about, it's a Libra trait though. They say that we will always be like, what can I change? What can I do differently before we.
Ooh, I like this. This is what I'm working on.
Yeah, but sometimes it's
become a
not a
Libra.
good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the other person's just freaking wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're sitting here, how can I change this? How can I make this better? What can I
Right.
say to like
To make
at
it feel
least
better.
have some camaraderie with this person? You know what I mean? And sometimes those people just don't want it. And they would rather put the energy towards making your life miserable or
AKA me.
yeah.
Or they're quite literally obsessed with you.
So you know what I mean? So I wish sometimes that I would not do that, but I will always look at myself first and beat myself up. And it's not like a good thing for you mentally.
No. And I do that in other areas of
Yeah,
my life,
yeah.
for sure. But learning. Every day's a learning day.
Every day.
Learn
So
something.
it does say with number 1s, individuals with this personality type are often driven by the desire for integrity and balance, which I know is totally you.
Yeah.
Totally you.
Yeah. Yep.
They have high standards for themselves and others and can be critical and perfectionist.
See?
Completely you.
Yeah, I know. So this test work. I mean, take the test, people. Take the
No,
test.
take the test. I'll post it so you guys can see it on the Instagrams and the TikToks, and you can take your test for yourself.
Yeah.
But be careful because if you have to pay for it. It's $1.99. Cancel it right after, or they're going to charge you $24
so
a
much,
month.
KoKo. Had to cancel immediately because those things add up, guys. There's a lot of subscriptions out there. I'm like, whoa, I gotta relax here.
So it also says number 1, they're motivated by a need to live their life the right way, which includes improving themselves, others, and the world.
Yeah, and so like, when do I stop? I don't want to stop doing that. It's a good thing to improve yourself and others and the world.
I agree.
Right? I don't know. I'm learning, every day.
Every day.
Getting older and wiser. That's how I look at it.
I mean, I think after a certain age, you give in. You give in to your number sign, like people pleasing. Like, I know we talked a lot about that last time. And I looked back and I'm like, am I still a people pleaser? And obviously the number two says I am, but I don't feel like I'm as big of a people pleaser as I was like in my mid-20s.
Yeah, definitely that changes as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to, if you start finding yourself doing that, you say, please myself first.
Yeah.
I just heard something today because I listen to everything all the time. And it was, take time out for yourself. Do something for yourself wonderful every day.
Yeah.
And that's kind of taking away from pleasing somebody else. You're actually working on yourself. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I agree.
So I want to know about your behavior tendencies. This is just from what they're thinking.
Okay.
So I want to know if it resonates with you.
Yeah.
So it says they might struggle with issues of resistance and repression, expressing or controlling anger, and the desire for independence versus the fear of being controlled.
Yeah. I do not tell me what to do. How
You
to
said that
do
in the
it.
car on the way home.
Yes, right? It's like, that's,
Oh God, you
I
did.
don't-
That's right.
But now my new path is like path of least resistance.
Right.
When I'm resisting, I'm going in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on it, but that is me to a T.
To a T.
Yesterday. Right now I'm changing my ways. Look how perfect I am. It's working.
She's very perfect.
So perfect.
That's my number one.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that we took this test and we found out.
I
think
know
it's great.
it was actually a lot of fun to take, and I've taken another one because we're not just one number.
Right.
There's different numbers that you actually score. Like,
Well, that's why, because it has like, because Kristin belongs in the, oh wait, no, that's mine. Wait, Kristin belongs in the instinctive or gut triad. But there's different numbers. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
There's different numbers in this
Yeah.
tree, and I don't know how to read it because I don't know.
no,
now we have to look into.
we can definitely go in depth. I know that the 2s can sometimes draw an Enneagram 8, which is the challenger, and the challenger is someone who, like, challenges people, steps into like an authoritative position. So like 2 being kind supporter, aka people pleaser. That's the way I look at it, right?
Yeah.
They can go into this in a very stressful situation. They can go into this like boundaries. This is what we're doing. Like, not to make it a dark situation, but when my mom was in the ICU and they said, okay, we're going to have to take her off of life support. Like, we're not going to be able to, she's not getting healthier, this, that, and the other. I like stepped into, everybody around me was crumbling.
Yeah.
Right. And I stepped into like, okay, so what time are we doing this? And you would think, because I was a hot mess for 4 weeks, like, now I'm like, okay, when are we taking this off? When are we doing this? When are we doing what? And Dan's the one who pointed out, he goes, when you get stressed, my husband, when you get stressed, you step into like no nonsense, no bullshit kind of a thing.
Right. Get the job.
And I didn't
take
realize
charge.
that. And then I took this test. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Because the 2s will pull an 8 in stressful situations, the challenger.
Yes.
That is-
Oh, it's
I
so
can
in
see
depth.
that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I've never been put in stressful situations like that, but I can see where that's coming from.
Honestly, I think when I've seen you be uncomfortable with something, you're like matter of fact. And you call it like it is, which is not your nature to call it like it is.
No, because no.
Because you're, I see.
I'm just like,
Exactly.
I feel like it's almost like a instinct or like a I have to do it because I don't want to feel like uncomfortable in the situation. So I have to like make myself stern and be like, okay, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be uncomfortable with other people.
Right.
Even though my actions are going to make things probably more uncomfortable, but I need to get it out there. I need to get it out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's great. And you're not going to change that.
No. I'm gonna be a bad bitch for the rest of my life.
Bad bitch.
And you have to be.
Oh my God. I do love this test was amazing though. This
It
test
really
was
was.
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And it works, people.
Have
so
you ever
check it out.
taken this test and got a different number?
No.
That's
always the
see?
same
So
number.
that tells you.
And I did it fast too, because I'm like, okay, I'm this new and improved me,
Right.
out of corporate America. I'm getting back to my creativity side. I, watch a baby sometimes. I play pickleball all the time. Like, I'm not on this 12 calls a day schedule. So let me see what my number is now. And freaking came up with the 2 again. Again. Like,
So
it's crazy.
That's just gonna be us for. Have you ever taken?
I took 2 of these and I was
It's
both
the same
ones.
number.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's just who we are to a T.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too. I think it's great. And I think people should know this about themselves. It's just, it's also validate. It works because it's like, hello, this is who I am.
Right. I mean, you're answering all these questions and you're just, you got to be honest. And if you don't give it a lot of thought, like, is that me? I'm not sure if that is me. And just answer, like it'll.
That's what I was doing. I was answering it, not like actually thinking too much into it.
Right.
I would just read it, answer it truthfully. And number 2.
Now I'm just going to print it out. So when I get in an argument or anything with anybody.
Here you go. I'm going to hand it
Here
to
you
you.
go.
This is
Read
why.
it.
This is me. This is me.
This
Yeah.
is me. This is the why. This is the why. This is why I am the way I am.
Right.
I hand it to the Starbucks person when they're arguing with you.
Don't. Oh,
This is why.
yes.
I think it'd be fun to have our kids do it right now and see, like.
Well, that's what my next question was. Is like, you take it when you're younger, and then when you take it when you're older to see if anything has changed.
We could do that with our kids. I think it's going to stay the same. It's like, but I think if people are working on themselves too, it's got to be still some part of you that's still like that.
When was the last time you took this test?
I took this test 3 years ago.
Wow. See?
And you were still in corporate America.
I was.
But I wonder if we go back to like horse and buggy days. If
No, I probably was the same.
You think it was the same?
Yeah.
See, and I wonder because I thought about myself before kids when I was in corporate America. I was the shit. I expected, oh, that guy's going to like me. Oh, I'm so cute. I'm going to this. I would go on work trips and think I'm the hottest thing and this guy is into me. That kind of, where did that go? Like, I still kind of feel that way, I guess, but
Just
I
yesterday.
was really like
Yesterday.
into myself.
Well,
That's
I mean,
a little different.
we were in a pretty the memory game was like the Hollywood of all technology back in the day. So
Yeah.
Right.
we kind of were like, well, they used to call us channel bunnies, which I rebuke now because
Wait, they
it's
used to call you
so
what?
freaking Me Too movement. Channel bunnies.
What does that mean?
So
Go ahead and
if
explain it.
manufacturer rep was what that our position evolved into pre or post what we did.
Right.
And we would show up and they would call us the channel bunnies are here. So we would rep all the products. Right. And so, yeah, but that's what they used to call us. And it was, now that I think about it, I'm like, oh my
wild.
God, why were we okay with that?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
That is weird.
I know, channel bunnies.
And you just said hashtag Me Too movement.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well,
Well,
I mean,
because corporate America is very. I don't think nowadays, but like you said before in the previous episode, corporate America is always dominated by men.
yeah.
Gross,
Yes.
sometimes gross men.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's a whole
lot of
other
stories.
That's a whole
episode.
nother
That's the
episode.
thing. Is like, do we talk about it? There,
No,
we
we
want
want
many stories.
We set the intention to have fun
Positive.
and
And
be
that's
uplifting,
negative.
and that's going
Not
down a
those
dark
negative
path.
bastards.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going
We're
there.
good. We're good. We're
I have
good.
champagne. I'm not going to waste it on that.
Oh, exactly. Nope. Our energy is not going there.
So, do you think your number would be the same from Long Island days?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I do too.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, definitely. I'm a number one. Always and forever.
Always and forever.
Do you think like your friends from the Long Island would say the same thing?
Oh, yes. Yes. Shout out to, first of all, like just made me think of it. Thank you, Yankees, for winning last night. Had to give a shout out. Oh, gosh, it was the best game ever. But, oh, yes, if I talked to any of those people, they would go, oh, come on, Kristin. Yeah. Come on, Kristin.
You're totally a number one.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And when we talked about friendships, I was just thinking about like all of my friends. I've got friends for many years. Still, like Janet in New York, she would say I'm number one. And I've known her since I was 17. It's crazy. But yeah, she would be like, that's you to a T.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to hear it. So I'd be like, no.
You're like,
Okay,
I'm
so
not a
let's talk about that really quick.
Yeah.
So when like you can tell me about myself. Okay.
Yeah.
You've earned that right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's a thing.
You have to earn that right.
And
Right.
you can tell me about myself. But there's certain people that I will not, like, if they tell me about myself
Yeah.
or what they think, I don't feel like they've earned that right. Like when people are like, because I would never tell somebody about themselves unless I felt like I earned that right. Does that make sense?
Oh
Or like,
yeah, and there's
Yeah.
many people out there
Makes
that will just
100%
tell you.
some people just tell you.
You don't know me.
You don't
It
know
could be
me.
the homeless person off the street, and they're just like, "Oh, you're, no."
Or someone that you're friends or acquaintance with, as Brandon says, right?
Yeah.
They tell you something, and I'm like, I didn't ask for that information.
You're like, "Thanks for the
Yeah.
information I didn't ask for."
Yeah.
That's good to decipher. Don't read it. Yeah, don't read into anything like that. That's for sure. They don't know you enough.
Right? Exactly. So,
Yeah.
you can't tell me about myself. What's happening over there?
Sorry, the computer was turning on, so I didn't want the noise to come through.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. And don't you feel that way? I mean,
I
I've
do.
known you a year. If I said, "Duh, duh, duh," wouldn't you be like, shut
but
up,
now
Kristin?
because I
Well,
know
this is
you,
that'd be a fucking problem. Okay.
I'd be like, "Are you having a stroke?"
I
Kristin?
know. What is happening?
I'd be like,
Medic.
"Kristin, are you okay?"
Medic.
I'd be like,
Medic.
"Natalie, we need you to come in here,
I know.
please."
Fix
Nah,
me, fix
come
me,
in here.
please. No, way.
if someone, you obviously, like you just said, you guys would be fine. Like Natalie would be fine. But the randos that I don't know and they
Yeah.
come in and tell me something about myself, and they're like, "No, thank you." Like, I don't know you from Adam. Why are you giving me information I don't care about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good. That's a boundary.
It'll go in my ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know.
Good. Because I think I'm right about this. So I'm glad you agree.
You are right about it.
Well, you're a one. You're
Yeah,
always
you're a one.
right.
You're always
Number one.
right.
Number one, like the Yankees.
I don't know. How would you react if someone told you that? Like, if someone came up to you and said, "Kristin,
Yeah.
you're not that."
See, what I hate is that I'll play it in my mind later and have all these great things to say. And in the moment, I'm like, I freeze.
What do you mean? You
If there was like a conflict or something, I wouldn't be able to.
Like, if someone
Stand
came
up.
up to her and
Oh no,
told
you're
her,
not good
like,
in conflict. Does that say that in the one?
I didn't
wonder.
see anything about conflict.
So I wonder if you were to take an in-depth test, if it would say, give you a different number. Because like when I run into conflict, obviously, I am the challenger. I'm the 8.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
like
that's where it kicks in.
Yeah, I am the 8. It kicks in, right? That's why I
Mine's
don't.
hindsight.
It's hindsight.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to look into that because I'd be curious. That's why I know this would be the same because of my, again, going to my stupid career. I keep talking about my career in sales. You know, I would always have the 8 ahead of the 2 because I had to, right?
Yeah. Right.
So so that's why I know mine would be the same. So we have to see if you have a different number in there too that you would
Yeah.
pull from.
Okay. That'll be next week or next month or stay tuned.
Well, since you guys are long-standing guest hosts, we can
Yeah.
be whenever we want.
Okay, good.
Okay, you heard it here
KoKo and
first.
Friends.
Literally changing the name.
KoKo and Friends.
That's actually a really good name. Not gonna lie.
Oh my god, that's
When you
hilarious.
do get into conversations with people that try to tell you that you're not that way, do you like, just like you just said, like
Yeah.
you think of all these things you should have said?
Right.
Did that happen to you? Or
That
do you
has
kinda
used
just-
my Enneagram number against me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had somebody use it against me. Not saying, oh, you're a 2, that's why. Someone has used what this is describing me.
right?
Yeah. Someone has used it against me in a conversation that was like, you know, you think too much or you're too sensitive. Oh, that
word.
You're too sensitive.
Too sensitive.
Yeah. And yeah, they've used it
No,
against
bitch,
me.
I just have a fucking heart.
Right.
Sorry, and I care about fucking
Yeah,
people.
and someone said, you know, when I've tried to have conversations and I'm making the conversation about me. So because 2s are trying to explain themselves so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had it used against me.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, it's always used against me because I'm criticizing everybody. But what's weird is if we were in a situation together and someone did that to you or you in front of me,
Oh, I
I
would
have no
jump up
problem
so
jumping
fast.
in.
No, you
but
would.
if they're doing it to me, I'm just like, think about it later and I should have said this.
Yeah, you would jump in.
Yeah. Protecting.
Yeah, you'd stick dirty
The
forks
protective- dirty forks.
in the drawer.
Right. Although there were Denny days
Oh yeah,
where Maya and Angie would get all up in arms about something would go down and I'm like, oh crap, I can't
in the
fight
20s,
like them.
in the 20s, in the 20s.
I would love to know Angie's number.
Oh my gosh, you should make her take it.
You're taking the test,
I
girl.
would love, Angie, you need to come on the show if you're listening to this. You're
Yeah.
coming on the show the next episode because I need to know.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's going to be really loud in here.
Yeah, I can see her numbers blowing up.
I know.
I wonder what she is. Well, because she's a Libra.
1,000.
She is a Libra. I bet she would be. No, she's not. Wouldn't be a 2 because she's very selective with who she gives her support to.
Well, I'm so excited. She's got to take it. You're listening.
Yeah.
You're listening, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I'll make her take it.
Okay.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Because I need to know what she is.
yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting. I think it's wonderful, and there's so much more to talk about with that. But
No, I know.
Yeah, we
Would you
could
gist.
consider yourself more introverted or extroverted based off your number?
Oh, me first.
Sorry, I should have said that, Maya. Maya, this question is for you.
Well, you were looking at me, but I wasn't sure if that was my cue.
This is your cue.
It's weird. So I would probably be more extroverted, but I do have moments that I've like since I was little that I will step back and be introverted in certain situations. But it's probably 90-10. More extrovert, 10% introvert.
I agree.
That,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I see that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been since I was little though.
Do you think it's more with like people you know is when you're an extrovert?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Like if I invited
you
you
guys
to some random place, would you be more like, okay, like
So I was I'm flashing on this time that I went on a trip with a friend and I didn't know any of her friends.
Okay.
And I was super quiet because we were at this big table and they were all like crazy fun talking, but I had nothing in common because I had just met them.
right?
And my friend was like, oh my God, you're so quiet. This is so weird. I'm like, well, I'm just kind of like observing. But I did feel uncomfortable. I did because I didn't know anybody.
Right.
Like I didn't have any stories to share with them. I was engaging, but I was more like, okay, I'm just going to sit back and watch. Yeah.
I wonder if we do the same thing where we're judging people before we meet them, before we talk to them, to make sure that we can trust them. Obviously, you can't trust someone right off the bat, but when I look at you, I'm judging. Okay, what is she talking about? How is her body presence? What is her body image giving me? Or him?
Yeah.
Sorry, not just her. But like, I'm judging them to make sure I can fully go into it. That's what I do. So I wonder if that's what you do in situations like that.
And is that a protective thing? You're protecting yourself?
I think I'm protecting myself because I've been hurt through people before. So I don't want to get hurt before or like more. So I'm just like, okay, let me judge you first. Let me make sure that you're who you are, what you're doing, what you're saying is matching the actions.
Yeah.
If your words don't match your actions, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
every time before when we first met and when you would invite me to your Halloween party, all those people I never knew.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, who are you? Who are you? Okay, hello, hi, I'm Maya's friend. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, hi.
Well, that was probably hard. That's a huge
It was,
party.
because that's a lot of people.
You guys were there together, by the way.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you guys were. Wait, did you come to that one that he came to?
Probably.
You had
Well, 'cause
to.
there was
You
only
come to
one.
every one.
I've only been to one because that was the only thing you only
The
had one.
charcuterie board one that had the skull head.
Oh, maybe I wasn't at that one.
I thought you guys were. Maybe not. No, you guys have been to every single one. I don't know. If you would decline, I'd be sad. So
It was
how rude! You're declining my freaking annual Halloween party. Like, who are you?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, that's right. I'm not
declining
going.
Maya Paris's.
Yeah, no.
That's rude.
No, but that's true when you go into, and this is to my friend Jamie. This is what she does. She'll when we first became friends, she didn't bring up certain people that were in our group or in our acquaintance area until I said something, and she was like, "Okay, now I could trust her. Now I know what she's thinking the same level as me about this person. I will tell her everything I know." But she held out on me for a long time. She doesn't do that obviously anymore, but it was like, wow, until she got my trust of how I felt about that. Like if we were thinking the same way about people. I think that's the thing. You're friends with people that are just like you, right?
Agree.
I mean, there are opposites, of course, attract and all that stuff, but I do think a lot of the beliefs are the same.
I would think so. I mean, I would think
No,
so.
I feel like Maya's different.
I just
I
feel
think she
like
is too.
I trust everybody.
Which is
no, but
need
you
to stop.
have a sixth sense too.
I do have a sick. You're right. I do, but I do feel like I trust everybody, and I've been burned
right,
a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I've recovered,
of course.
right? But I do feel like I probably would trust somebody again. But now I think with the last 8 years of my life and the experiences I've had, I probably would now maybe have a little bit like, okay, red flag, got to make sure I don't invite them to talk about band camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I do, but I mean, you're right. I do have a sixth sense, but I feel like I have not changed that way yet.
I want to go
guys are
back.
gonna be like
That's
that.
okay. No, I'm
I
just
want to go back
observing
to
it.
that question in a minute.
Okay.
Because I have a question for that. For
Okay.
trusting and all that.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you the same question about being an introvert or an
Oh,
ex.
well, okay.
What do you
This
think you
is
are?
my answer. Extrovertedly, if that's a word, I will
call
be saying what I feel, criticize, blah, 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 which in turn turns me into an introvert because no one wants to hang out with me if I'm that critical.
No, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I could.
Okay.
Okay.
I get
So
it.
then you learn, like, ooh, I was.
You're like, well, Kristin just called me fat. I don't want to
Yeah.
hang out with her anymore.
No, I would never. Just to shout out to Jake when he was in kindergarten, they were doing the letter F, and the teacher said fat, and Jake goes, oh, "We don't say that in our household."
Aw, how cute.
She pulled me aside
Oh,
and said,
that's so
"Jake,
cute.
yeah,
That is so
no,
adorable.
we don't do that." But I think I'm definitely an introvert. I will say I love to be out there, and if I get asked, I'll do it. I'm a homebody. Is that different? I
think
like to
it's-
be home more
I
than
do too.
but I'm changing that because now I'm realizing experiences, which even this going to
different
X's
experience.
game, look what came out of that.
Yeah,
me
so
going. And
true, so
I had
true.
such a feeling to go. I was like so happy I was invited, and I want to see these kids in their element. And my kids are grown. It was just like I'm going to this, and then out of this whole thing.
Turns into a podcast.
Hello.
Oh wow.
I think now, but more than likely, I'd be like, ooh, a movie, sitting at home. I know everyone's home safe. Everything's good. I like being home. So I don't know if that's introverted. Is that a word?
Maybe it's just
Introverted? I think so.
middle-aged.
Ooh.
We wanna
But I
lay-
was always a homebody. I think I'm always a homebody. You're either or you're not. And you're a partier. You love going out. You love having parties. I love going, but I'm not the
I feel
think
like
you
you're a
like-
very social. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're a very social. You and Jeff, like, I feel like you guys are always out.
We are doing a
things.
lot more. Yeah, I guess.
Over
I
the
guess
years.
What's the middle word? Is there a middle word for this? That's who I am.
You're middle grounded.
Here you
Yeah.
go. We're gonna. Here's
We'll make
another
our
I'm
word.
own
extra
one.
intro.
Let's see. Temperature check we made up. What's the other one that you made
yeah.
up? This right now, introvertedly.
Extra intro.
Making up our own shit.
EI.
Here. I know.
Anyway, so I can't even answer the question, right? Next.
I mean, I feel like for you,
What are you,
I think
Brandon?
me.
Yes.
It depends on the person.
Or the event.
It depends on the person and the event and the
Okay.
people going. Because but I don't know. Now I feel like it's changing. Because like I go to pickleball.
Yeah.
Like before, I didn't know any of those people.
Yeah.
And you're like, come to pickleball. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I don't know you people.
So it can change.
It
'cause
can change.
Yeah, that's who
It
you
can.
were.
However,
now you're more...
I do like staying at home. And like if it's not you guys inviting me, I want to stay home.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
And I
it's-
get that.
I'm just like, do I really have to go? But if
Yeah.
it's like Natalie or Maya and they're like, come over. I'm like, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I
we're
get
crazy and
too.
we're fun.
I mean,
and-
like last night when you're like, come over 7:00, film this TikTok. I'm like, I'm on my way.
Right. This is right because it's your
I'm
having
like,
that
sorry,
close
mom,
circle.
dinner's on you. I'm leaving.
But having that close circle is so nice. And you guys live close, and that's what I have with my friends. You
Yeah.
know, my
Yeah.
other friends.
You live close. You think
we
you
do,
live
but
far
it
away.
took me 35 minutes this morning. And my
35.
God, in my group, I've got girls that are just steps away, and we all get together, and it's comfortable. If
Well-
somebody outside the group is inviting us, we all look at each other like, "Oh, did we go? Are we doing this?"
It looks like you got to move. There was this nice
I do love
house
coming
in
down
Kite
here.
Hill.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do love the drive, and it reminds me of Viking back in the days.
I
I feel like we were
know.
always down that way.
I know.
So every time I come that way, I think, oh, feels good. It does
Like it's
feel good to
familiar.
come. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So I totally forgot the question I was supposed to ask you.
okay.
Because my brain doesn't work that way. I want to go into values and beliefs based off of our numbers. And how do your personal beliefs shape the way you interact with others?
Me first?
Sure.
Because you're looking at me.
Because I'm looking
Okay.
at you.
Take it, Maya.
Because I feel like we're the same. So I feel like I don't have to answer it because it's based off of you. Because we're the same.
Okay, so I feel like let me look at my notes over here. Just kidding. I feel like what we said in the beginning, what you put out, you get back, right? So I feel like my beliefs are to be a good friend, obviously now to be a good mom, be a good wife, to the best of my ability.
Of course.
You're always the best.
Sometimes I
Yes.
have to pull in the one as a wife. But I think that this completely aligns with my beliefs, right? And what's kind of cool is the kids, when they were little, like they would ask core beliefs and both of them put to be a good friend.
Oh.
So to me, I feel like, that's passed down is just to be kind to people, right? Obviously, I'm not perfect, right? And I will react to things, but I'm typically not the person to go and start anything, right? I always want to be generous and supporting and uplifting to the people who are in my life. So that's kind of how I align with the two.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good one. I have to agree because I feel
it's the same.
honestly, it sounds really cringy, or people may be like, "Oh, so it's cliche." We are literally the same person.
No, I know.
I think that's why we're just so connected. Why
we work.
I
Totally.
think that's why we mesh.
And that's why you're our friend.
Well, because I'm a Leo and we're just awesome.
You are a Leo.
You are
And
awesome.
I can just get and gel with anyone.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm kidding. No, I find it, I'm like in awe because it's true. I'm sitting there from what I know of you and how it's so true.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
They should do medical studies on us.
That's next.
Well, but wait, though, I know I said all that and I know you agree, but like, do you really feel that way? Like, how does the two like align with you?
I think it aligns the same way you're saying. I'm out there. I'm a people person. I'm a people pleaser before I please myself.
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting.
Kristen said that earlier, but I didn't go there. Okay.
Oh, I know, right?
But I please others before, coming to myself. I don't care. I want to make sure that you're taken care of before I am.
Yeah.
And you know what I just thought of is that's so welcoming to somebody who you've never met before, but say they're nervous. They didn't want to go to this thing. They're scared. And here are you two very welcoming. You know what I mean? There's never a moment where you're like, oh, I can't approach these two.
Yeah.
Very
unless
approachable.
there's a situation that has happened between me and a friend, or like a friend and someone else, I'm always going to be open-hearted. I'm going to be like, I'm not going to be a rude bitch to them.
Right.
But there's someone that deserves it in general. We won't say names.
Right.
But that person gets, I hate you anyway.
Yeah.
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 But normally I start off and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be a rude bitch, but I'm still going to be a little standoffish.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like Heather. I'm going to be a little condescending, maybe a little standoffish, but I'm not trying to be mean. That's just putting my wall up to make sure
Right.
that you're not going to come in and try to bomb me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're throwing a bomb, I'm going to throw a nuke.
Yes.
Does anyone get the reference?
What is that from again?
No one got that reference?
If you're throwing a bomb,
heard
I'm gonna
it
throw
before.
Is that on the Housewives?
If you drop a bomb, I'm going to throw a nuke.
Erica.
No.
No?
Oh.
I don't know.
I
If you
stumped
drop
you.
a bomb, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
throw
drop
it.
a bomb, I'm going to drop a nuke.
Shit.
And I only say it in a New York accent because it sounds better.
Oh. It does. Always. Everything does.
You don't know who it was?
No, I forget.
Tell
What
us.
season and
Tell
what
us.
cast?
Oh my God.
Sip.
You're going to drop a bomb, I'm going to drop a nuke.
Oh shoot.
It
I
was
have no.
Kelly Dodd.
Oh, and
I
she is
could
a
see her
nuke
doing
dropper.
that. I could see her
See,
doing that.
that is not someone I would socialize with.
No.
Nope.
Well, because she's fucking deranged.
And she's just she's a low blower. Like you gotta be like
Yeah.
an unhappy, like totally like disgusting person with no self-worth to like talk that kind of shit about people.
True.
Like
and she was in that bad marriage though, when all that went down. I think
she's still like that though. You
think?
look at her, yeah. Like I see
don't-
clips of her. She's just freaking low blowing. Like,
Yeah.
like okay, so Emily, she calls people a wackadoo. Like I don't think that's a big deal.
Right.
But like Kelly Dog, like goes for
The
like,
throat,
like
yeah.
when she called Emily's husband a twerp or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would never do that.
A little bitch.
little bitch. Yeah,
He's a
well,
little bitch. But he's a little bitch.
yeah.
I mean, how many times did it take you to pass the bar exam?
Oh, Shane. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's
Little
much
midget.
nicer this year, but
He's
I never
wi-
got that guy.
No, you guys, he's really nice in person.
I
He's
never
a nice guy.
understood it.
He's a nice guy.
There's your number 2.
He's a nice guy.
That's your number 2 coming
He was
out.
not
I know.
nice
He's a
the
little
first
bitch,
season.
but he's a really
No,
nice.
he's a
was
nice
mean to her.
person. He's a nice person.
He's
He's
much
nice.
nicer
mean to
now.
her.
They've gotten better, but in the first season, I was like, what?
I don't know. You guys can remember all this stuff is edited. So I just wonder
True.
if they make it out to be that way, right?
Well-
He's always been nice to me in person when I've seen him. And this was years ago, so who knows now. But
Yeah. All right, Shane, we'll give you a pass.
I want to ask you because we totally skipped over it.
Yeah.
How do your beliefs, your personal beliefs, shape?
I was
the way you-
waiting for this.
I know.
I
I'm
know,
sitting here
Kristin,
for
raise
an
your
hour.
hand.
No, it's odd because now I wonder. I have to go, like when you brought up your kids and you teach them this and this is what it's the same thing with my kids too. Like they will always, be there for the underdog. There were 2 incidences, one with Jake, one with Ryan with friends, and they're both there to protect that kid. And then I won't get into it, whatever, but there were, letters written, thank you notes, thank you for looking. Yeah, like I have all these notes of like how great my kids were in the situation. And I love that. Jake is more me. Ryan is more Jeff. Ryan is not a people pleaser. Jake is. And I feel like I am a people pleaser, even though this number 1 is really saying I'm criticizing people, which I do. I do literally. I'm working on that, but not you guys, But
Yeah, right.
I will say, I will say, I feel like some people need to be criticized. I feel like we need to be criticized a little bit.
No, no.
I love that. Yeah.
Constructive feedback, not criticism.
Okay, true.
Oh, okay.
Because criticism is like,
I think it's constructive feedback, but it turns into I'm criticizing.
but there's a
people.
difference between the two. Criticism
Okay.
is just comes from a shitty place.
No,
If it's,
but I'm not trying to.
no, but you're constructive because you keep saying criticize.
Yeah. Like why are you wearing that, or what did you? I don't do that much
No,
anymore.
I don't
but-
feel like you do that. I feel like
okay, so if you wore something hideous, right, and I said, Maya, you need to change that. You don't look really good. What would you consider that to be?
if you constructive, so I don't go outside. Like
So you don't take that personally.
yeah, no. Criticism would be like, she's a freaking mess,
Oh, yeah.
and not saying anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's-
I don't. That's
Clearly I
malicious.
didn't know the definition.
yeah. I feel like criticism.
We didn't know the definition. Chris.
I did.
I mean, that is my definition. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right because it is.
Because I feel like criticism is like a negative thing.
Yeah.
And constructive
'cause that's happening.
feedback, can also
to
be
better someone.
Yeah, like tell me that I look like shit. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Don't
I
be
would
like,
just like
"Oh,
to,
she's a hot
I would just like
shit
to put it out
mess."
there. You don't ever look
Ever.
like shit.
Oh, thank
None of
you.
you
No.
do. Both
I
of
love
you
you
never.
guys.
And we
Thank you.
all are just so beautiful.
I've seen you
people. We
guys.
are.
I've seen you
Beautiful and
multiple
enough.
times. None of you have
Always
looked like
look
shit.
good. Yeah.
One time, I'm sure I looked like shit at the
No.
desert house when
When you were
in the desert when I was passed out in the bed.
when you were passed out in the bed. Where's Maya? She hasn't turned the jacuzzi on.
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping.
Those are fun times, and that'll be for another episode.
Those are one of the best times ever.
Yeah.
So these are some fun little questions to ask you about your personalities.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be? Kristen, we'll start with you.
Oh,
Thank God. Go first.
I know.
Jesus.
know.
The last 2 words starting with you.
my personality.
Just one thing you would change.
See, this is where I'm.
We put you on the spot.
I know. I gotta come back. I don't know. Well, I think that's a good thing. I think I'm accepting of myself, and
I mean, I don't think there's anything I would change at all in my personality. I don't think one thing.
No, I'm
I don't think so.
yeah.
Maya's like, well,
No,
you can
no.
probably change a couple
she's like,
of
I
them.
can think of 10.
She's
But
like, well, you can change this, this, and this.
yeah, I don't know, Maya. What would you change?
I would say, I mean, this is actually, now that this is not as, it's not what it used to be, but my self-criticism, my own self-criticism.
Oh, okay.
About just things I do. Like, I know we talked about the band last time. I didn't tell you guys the story that like I was like totally off key when we toured at this beer festival, and I was totally off key the whole time. Could not find my place. Was trying to back up. I couldn't find it. And after this beer festival was in NorCal. Was it NorCal? Somewhere, I forget. We were going to go to dinner. And it was at Pismo Beach. Thank you. Pismo Beach
I
Beer
love
Festival.
Pismo.
We
Love
toured
Pismo.
there. And I was like, it was so bad. Like it was hitting every note in the wrong way possible. And we were all supposed to go out to dinner after and like hang out and stuff. And I went back to my hotel room and locked myself in my hotel room and did not come out.
Oh my God.
And then the playback, there was some pretty bad parts, but then, you know, it wasn't as bad
as you thought. Yeah.
But I could not come out of my room.
Yeah.
And I feel like in, you know, my work career, same thing like that, right? I think I'm coming out of it because there's not a lot of pressure on me from outside influences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still criticize myself sometimes too much.
That's a huge one. That's
Yeah.
a
It
huge
is.
one. I've been told I do it to myself. I would say it to myself. So I'm on this new path and I notice if I'm doing it and I forgive myself. I say, that's okay. Let's acknowledge you're used to it. It's a habit that
Yeah.
we're breaking,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I used to
that's
think
good.
it was bettering myself, but it was chipping away at myself.
Mm-hmm.
And nope, I love myself. I'm perfect as I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're all perfect.
We are.
So perfect.
We're all so perfect. So to bounce off of something you can change, what's your favorite personality trait about yourself? Kristin.
My humor.
I agree.
Right? I think I'm funny.
You are.
You know?
And so does half of Laguna Niguel.
Hey, we have a couple listeners across the globe, though.
Oh,
Portugal,
did you hear?
Portugal, Canada,
Right.
yeah.
and
Shout out.
Australia.
Hello,
Australia.
hello.
Down
We are
under.
international, bitches.
And we thank you for your support always.
Always. Always.
Yeah, no, I
No,
think
you are
a sense of
funny.
humor. Laughter is the best medicine, and I try to laugh every day. So and I'll never stop. Even if nobody thinks it's funny, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Well, I think
that's
you're
one
funny.
thing that I love about you is that you're sure fucking funny, but you're also just so down to earth and you're just so real.
Thank you so much. I'm
Like
crying.
you're gonna keep it 100 all the time.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, take it easy on that, okay? Keeping it at 100 all the time. Let's get it. There goes that one again. That one.
They're one right in front of
Is
there.
it-
Perfection.
Maya, what's one favorite personality trait from yourself?
I love making connections. Like, I love bringing people together.
Yes, you
and
do.
then
Oh, you do.
Exes like
You
that.
do.
Their
Look at this.
kids are that way.
yeah, I love
Dan.
like you know, making people like bond or watching people bond, or like my pickleball group that I love so much. You know, shout out to Kite Hill Dinkers. Woo! So like, it's all these people in our neighborhood, and you know, they kind of met because I like wanted everybody to play, and now we have this big crew, right? And then even with my friends, like I love to make connections and be part of like a community of people who have connected and support each other, and you know, like the same thing, and like to have fun, right? Like to
love
have a
that.
good time.
Yes.
And they like their champagne.
That is you.
Okay.
Yeah. The bubbles.
The bubbles.
Don't drink the nasty stuff that we drink last time.
Oh God, that was horrible.
We
Yeah,
drink
guys.
Snoop Dogg one.
Oh, it
it was
wasn't
so
good,
bad.
huh?
No,
Because
it was.
his wine, it wasn't the 19 Crimes or something like that. Is that his?
Yeah.
He's got a good
Yes.
red one. The red one's okay. It's
Yeah.
a good blend.
Yeah, the blend.
But the rosé one.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, now we know.
That was disgusting.
Yep.
That was gross.
I know.
Oh my God. Well, it's time for our segment. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, we
I need
love
to get a
it.
little jingle. I need to get a jingle for that.
Yes. We'll think of it.
So if someone
Ding,
wants
ding,
to
ding,
make a
ding, ding,
jingle,
ding, ding. Oh, ding, ding. I don't know. That was horrible.
where's your brother?
Okay.
We need to-
I know.
Rob,
we need,
make a jingle.
We need
Yeah,
my
Rob.
brother.
All right. So if you don't know what Ask the Asshole is, it's where people can either write in. You can either write us in and let us know your situation, or I just go on Reddit and we find out different stuff, and they want to know if they're the asshole. So I have 3 of them for to us today. Are you guys ready?
Okay, yes.
I'm so excited. Why do you look at me like that?
No, I'm ready. I'm listening. I'm getting into my
She was, yeah.
my
she
thinking
was,
cap.
Okay.
Okay.
So it says to start, I work at a marketing agency. There's this guy, Jake. He's 28 and he's a male, obviously, who joined our team about 6 months ago. At first, things were fine. We got along and I helped him get up to speed with how things work at the company. But over time, I noticed he started taking credit for some of my ideas and projects. The first time, I let it slide, thinking maybe it was just a misunderstanding. But it's happened a few times since then, and now I'm really frustrated. The last straw was during a big presentation to a client. I had spent weeks putting together the proposal, but when Jake presented it, he made it sound like it was all his work. I didn't call him out in the meeting because I didn't want to cause a scene in front of the client. But afterwards, I brought it up to him, and he shrugged it off, saying, "It's a team effort, right?" I talked to my manager about it, and while she said she'd keep an eye on the situation, she didn't seem too concerned. She even told me to not make a big deal about it because, quote, the client was happy. and that's what matters. But I'm upset because I feel like I'm not getting the recognition I deserve, and it's not fair that Jake is benefiting from my hard work. Am I the asshole?
No. You think he's the asshole?
Well, I mean, are you just gonna sit there and complain about it left and right and not really? Why is he making this proposal and not putting his name on it or something? You know, why
Agreed,
isn't he
yeah.
sticking up? Or instead, he's just bitching about it and letting it happen.
But wait,
Jake
We
is,
don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but Jake
okay.
is the guy that's doing it.
but in
Jake
the last
is just doing.
oh, if it's a girl, then
It almost sounds okay. I'm not trying to be sexist, but
know.
it sounds like a girl.
I just think she or he
He or
is getting
she.
more of that because
this is a hard one.
not doing anything.
This is a hard one to me.
I don't
and the
think-
guy's name is Jake. That's my son's name, so I'm not calling him an
I
ass.
know.
I don't think she's the asshole, but I think she needs to put her foot down.
Yes,
and
stop
say something.
complaining.
Instead of
Do
saying something
something.
to the manager, she needs to say something to Jake.
Well, she
Oh.
said she did say something.
Yeah, I
he
thought she
shrugged it
said
off
that.
like it was.
I said, aren't we all-
You need to grow a pair of balls. You're seniority. You've been there longer than he has.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she's.
I mean,
this is
Jake
why
is
she's
the
in
shark.
the position.
He's
where
the shark.
Yeah.
He's the shark, and he's taking credit.
That's like me coming into DCW and being the fucking receptionist, and then be like, "Kristin, you're doing your work wrong."
Yeah,
Like,
but
that
I
would be
love you. So I can't even envision it.
Okay, that would be like me telling Allie, to like, "Allie, you're doing your fucking work wrong."
Yeah.
Oh,
Get it
she'll
right.
slice you.
Yeah,
Don't-
See, but that's what this woman needs to do. I don't think she's the asshole. I just think she needs to grow a pair.
grow a pair exactly, and stop bitching
Well,
about
I feel like Jake is steamrolling her,
because
agree,
she's allowing
but
it.
she's allowing it.
but she did talk to the manager.
And
She brought it up to the
just said
manager.
because don't
The
make a
client
big
was
deal because the
happy.
client is happy.
Is she getting paid? Just kidding.
Yeah, it's like there's more to it.
Is there
but
green in
you
there?
know what?
How
Do
much money
something
did you
about
make?
it.
How much money did you make?
Do something about it.
I don't know. I can't answer this one.
Undecided.
I'm undecided.
I
about
think
you?
if he or she keeps going the way they are, they're just going to keep getting the same results. So do something about it.
Do something about it.
But
I don't
what
asshole.
should she
Okay.
do?
I don't
but
think
what
she's
does?
I don't think she's an asshole, but she needs to do something.
But what though? Because she already went to her manager.
Go above your
Yeah.
manager.
There's always somebody else.
There's a hierarchy.
But it's not.
Or sabotage Jake. Sorry, Jake. Sabotage that guy. Make him.
Sabotage him.
Yeah.
I
Make
agree
him
with
go
that one.
down.
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
All right.
It's a hard one. That's a hard one.
So we're undecided on that one.
Undecided. Oh God, I just kissed this thing. Sorry.
You're like, hey.
Hey.
Oh my God, this is fun. Okay. So we've had a full-time maid for the past 6 months who helps with household chores.
Uh-oh.
Her schedule is to arrive at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and then come back from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. with a lunch break from 2:30 to 3:30. We pay her well above the average salary and the workload isn't heavy. She has been happy working for us, but recently she's been consistently late by around 30 minutes. This has made my wife very upset. We've talked to her multiple times and each time she promises not to be late but keeps happening. While it doesn't bother me too much, it really infuriates my wife. Over the past month, my wife has started to find faults in everything she does and has been increasingly rude to her. She didn't fire her, but there was an incident where my wife got so angry that I had to apologize on her behalf. I also talked to my wife about it, but to no avail. Anyway, today, the maid quit, parentheses, she is not the first one to do it. And I just couldn't help but tell my wife that it was due to her behavior and that she shouldn't talk to anyone like that ever again. Now my wife is upset with me and accuses me of taking the side of a stranger over her. We just had a big fight about it and it's really stressing me out. So, am I the asshole?
Wait,
Hard.
the wife,
The wife.
she cussed out
She cussed out
the maid, right?
Right.
Because she wanted her to go.
Yes.
And then the
Because-
maid quit. So she basically
Made it
showed her the
uncomfortable.
door. She showed her the door she pushed her out.
Right.
She coached her out.
Right. Well, because she was saying that the wife was finding little things that the maid wasn't doing.
So again,
And she was late 30 minutes every day.
okay,
Every day
I'm on the
being late,
fence.
that's bad.
I'm on the fence who the asshole is, because if you want, what husband isn't going to go along with what the wife wants? Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want her to work there, then hey, wife, say you're fired.
Right.
Were they cheating on each other?
Well, that's why I was like in the maid.
Why is he always, got the maid
Why is
side?
he on the maid side?
He's not an asshole. He's just a pushover.
Yeah.
Like,
Another pushover?
well, like if the wife wanted her fired and was unhappy, he should have said,
Yeah.
let her go. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
And
the
they-
woman's late. Every day.
30 minutes every day. And they've talked to her about it, but
Then
to no avail.
I mean, how many times can you talk to somebody before you let them go? So yeah, I mean, okay, he's the asshole.
Yeah. I'm agreeing.
He's the asshole.
You think he's the asshole?
Well, tell your wife to let her go.
I would agree.
It's turning into a pattern here.
Like
so.
at this point, stop bitching and just take care of the problem.
Right.
It's like,
Wife.
how long has this gone on? Has it gone on for months?
It seems like, yeah.
If you're late 30 minutes every single day for the whole month, there's a problem.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
ma'am, do you need to go work somewhere else? So he's the asshole. I would agree.
is.
He's
He
the
is.
asshole.
Yeah, he's the asshole.
You're the asshole, sir.
Sorry, sir.
All right, our last one, it says, I am a female who's 23, recently met a guy who's 25 on a dating app. Let's call him Max. Everything was good. We were texting and talking on the phone, found a lot of similarities, and we got we got along quite, hello? I'm having a stroke.
Oh, I'm like, what's happening?
we got, we
Hello?
hit it off quite well. Yesterday, we met up and watched a movie. If you ask me, the evening went well, and he said we had fun. After the movie, he even said that we should meet up again this week. I agreed, and of course, it gave me a really good feeling. Even though during the movie, he seemed kind of tense and... What? Oh my God. Even though during the movie, he seemed kind of tense, and even though I tried to initiate a little contact, he didn't do anything. Not a light touch on the arm, shoulder, nothing. I know that I could be a little quick when it comes to things like that, but physical contact is important to me. And we did laugh a lot, talked about my family, talked about friends, so I tried to nit right in the butt. But since he drove me home yesterday, he didn't text me at all, the night or anything. And all he said was, I enjoyed the evening.
Oh, she's
I
done.
can't stop thinking, though, that he's not interested in me. It should be fine, but all the I had a good time and let's meet up again next week really made me think he finds me at least a little bit interesting. I also don't want to text him again to annoy him. Am I overthinking? Does he have interest in me or not? Should I text him how work was going, or should I wait until he contacts me? Would I be the asshole if I stuck to my plan on not texting him until he reaches out?
This is a friendship. You'd be all over each other
I
if it
don't-
was romantic.
I don't think they're boys.
She
They're not
needs
fit
the
for
book.
boyfriend.
He's just not that into you.
Yes. This is what this is.
It's okay. It's okay.
Did it die?
I don't know. We're also filming this, by the way, so.
She just, the signs are there.
No, yeah,
it's
100%.
Not,
Yeah,
it's not going to
she's-
go romantically, so.
He's not into her. Listen, we
And
know
he's
this.
being polite about it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he's going to ghost her. That's what's
Yeah,
happening.
that's-
He's going to ghost her. He's not into her.
But men, don't do that. Just be upfront and say
Just
this
be
is going to be a
upfront.
friendship.
Be
Stop being
upfront.
yeah.
It died.
Okay. Like the battery?
I think so.
Oh,
I have to
shoot.
look at it
Okay.
after the show.
Okay.
I don't know. I like that kind of stuff is weird. Like, obviously, okay. So I've been in two relationships, right? I don't like when people ghost each other. Like, just
No, it's
tell
not
me
right.
up front
Yeah.
that you don't like me. Like, you just went on a whole ass date, went
Yeah.
to go see a movie.
Yeah.
Like, after that, like, as soon as you got out of my car or whatever, I would have been like, all right, I really don't think this is gonna work. Or at least I wouldn't
That
do that
takes
to
a
your
lot of
face.
guts.
I probably would text you and be like,
Right.
hey, like, I had a really, really great time, but I don't think we're gonna be a match.
Yeah.
That happened to me one time. I went to a Denny's date at Long Beach Airport. Mm-hmm. And we hit it off. Like, it was perfectly fine. I mean, I wasn't going to eat because that's... Okay, on a first date, to go to, like, a restaurant and eat in front of someone, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
He was eating and it was like...
Oh.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, he's a walrus.
He
But,
felt
like-
comfortable.
Oh,
Well, I
God.
feel like that was super loud. Sorry, guys.
But then as soon
Reverb.
as I dropped him off to his car, I was like, oh, I didn't feel that one. And he didn't either because he texted me and said, I don't think this is going to work.
Oh.
And I was like, well, can I have my $20 back that I spent for dinner on you?
He's like, I love to eat. This one doesn't.
Wait, where'd you guys go to eat for $20?
Denny's.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because he worked at the Long Beach Airport.
Oh.
And it was, he must have been like overnight because it was like 2 a.m. when I went.
Did you guys have moons over my hammy?
He did. Actually, he did. He did.
He did.
Uh-oh.
And I was like,
Ooh, I got a vibe. I got a vibe.
But I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't because I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
I don't know.
nervous.
It was weird. We also met on Grindr. So
Oh.
that's not really why it was going there.
Oh.
But then it turned into that.
Oh.
Do you think with the people pleasing stuff, like if the person was just too like, I don't want to upset them, so I don't say anything. But texting, you can. I even think for conflict and stuff, I could get a text out. You know, being in front of someone is different.
Well, like, okay, so with me, like, if we get into an altercation, like if we like get mad at each other.
Right.
I tend to disappear and I'll kind of push you off a little bit.
So that's ghosting.
Just a little
Little
bit.
bit,
Because
yeah.
I don't, whatever I'm saying, I don't want it to offend you.
Oh.
So instead of me offending you or hurting your feelings,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to regret what I said,
Right.
but I don't want to hurt your feelings. So I'm going to cool off. I'm going to put my brakes, take a back seat, and then come back to you.
Yes. And
Because
I
I've done that
understand
multiple
that.
times where I've just instantly gone for the jugular.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I was totally wrong. And I'm like, well, you got what you got.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, are you sorry? I'm like, no. You made me say what I said.
Right.
So no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I take my back seat. I'll let me cool off first. So don't ever think like I'm being mean to you.
Yeah.
I'm just ignoring you so I
Yeah.
don't kill you
Right. Okay.
with words.
Interesting.
Yes. That is me. I will shut down so
Yeah.
I don't
Ooh.
slice you up with words.
I don't want to eviscerate you because I think
It's not
the three
worth
of us
it.
can do it.
Yeah.
We can eviscerate anyone. So it's not worth it. I do want to I want to, what is the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
But I'm not sure. But when,
Like I want to save the relationship.
yeah.
So, but
Salvage.
salvage. I couldn't think of it.
Salvage,
I don't know what the fuck I
yeah.
was thinking.
No.
I want to salvage it, so I don't want to hurt it.
In order to do that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot though to get pushed to that point though. I feel
I
as
think so.
a 2 and a Libra, like I will it takes a lot.
I mean,
and then
there
once
are
you do, then we're like over the bridge,
Right.
which I'm learned to control in my older years. But sometimes
Can you burn bridges really quickly with people? Do you believe in burning bridges?
I don't.
Why?
Yeah, because I've seen it happen where I think I'm never going to see this person again, and you're wrong. You're going to come across them in some way, shape, or form, or whatever, and you're screwed. I don't think it's worth it to burn a bridge.
if someone lights the bridge on fire to me, I will ignite the other end for them.
Yeah.
Right. Agreed.
I will blow that bridge up if I see the flames coming my way from them.
You're
Bye.
just not the fire starter.
Not the fire starter. I'm not the fire starter.
I saw an Instagram post the other day, and it was something about burning bridges. But I agree. But I'm honestly, I'm going to light it for you. But I'm going to light it for us. But you handed me the match.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
Okay,
did
so
see an
that's
Instagram
good too.
post like that.
I think
Yeah.
I might have sent it to you.
You did. And now it's
That's
going
a
to be
good
in our
one.
feed
It
because our
is.
phones are listening.
But it's true,
Yes.
though. It's you handed me the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I do burn that bridge with you,
yeah.
just know that you handed me everything
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
You handed me the gasoline, the lighter, whatever you
You're
wanted me to
just,
start it with.
yeah, you're just
Yeah.
starting it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I love it, though.
I do,
I love
too.
burning bridges.
I don't.
I believe in it. Okay, I believe in it in a personal relationship wise. My mother has gotten in my head, so I know I shouldn't burn bridges in in a work environment.
No, you can't do that.
That I've learned that.
Okay,
part.
good.
So I know
Good
not
job,
to burn my
Pamela.
bridges.
Yeah.
Because there's instances where I want to burn my bridges now, but I don't I just let it go. I'm like,
Right.
okay, whatever.
But have we talked about this yet? How much you love your mama?
No.
Yeah. It's a sweetest.
I love how much you love your mama. It is the best mother-son relationship. It's like mother-son goals over here. Like, I love it. I love the time you guys spend together. Like, I love all of
We
that.
spend every moment together.
I
And
love
I
it.
think that's obviously the reason why I haven't moved out is it's too expensive. And I'm not working a bitchin' job. I'm not going to go get 4 other jobs. So I love spending time with my mom. I live with her
Yeah.
all the time. I get to see her every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just have that cool relationship. I think it's just because I don't like my father.
Yeah. Well, that's for
I think
another
we have-
episode.
Yeah.
I think we have that connection.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But our relationship is just so fun.
I know.
Like, of course, we have
Sweet.
those moments where we bicker and,
Of course.
we're not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would do anything for that lady.
Yeah. That's so great. I love it.
I always try to get her to come over to your house and
I
Natalie's house. And
know.
she's never, this put her on the spot right now, Maya.
Come on,
Oh,
Pamela.
we gotta go. Gotta go.
Got a glass of wine with your name on it
Yeah.
and something blinging for you.
I always try to do it, but
Yeah.
I think your sons are going to be perfect with you like that.
I hope so. I hope so.
I mean, just
Yeah, I
seeing
love
it now, Q and X are the exact same way.
Yeah, I hope so. I think, yesterday was homecoming for ANHS. Go Wolverines. And I was at a bridal shower for one of my nieces, and I rushed home so I could at least get a picture with him because they actually decided to start at earlier time. And he saw me and he's like, Mom, you made it. Hurry, come take a picture with me. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh
that's the
my
best.
God, I love him.
It was so cute.
know.
when you said
You
that
know, like I'm
story.
gonna cry, crying, And then Q's like, "What took you so long? We've been waiting for you."
I
see.
love
Yeah.
that. And that's when you know you did right in life. And that's
Yeah.
how I feel with my boys. I think boys are just very special
Yeah.
to their moms, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for them and our relationship. And I do hope we are approaching adulthood. I mean, they are. My husband keeps reminding me. He's 20. He's going to be 21.
Yeah.
Like last night, he was going to a party. Halloween party. Jake did his makeup and everything. So I'm like, so where's this party? And who's throwing it? And he's like, And his friend was over. And I could feel Jeff's eyes on me. Like, he's an adult. Leave him alone. But I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I don't think you were doing it out of like control or like
No.
spying. You just wanted to know.
I just wanted to know.
Where are you going? Who is it with? Like,
So he didn't answer me. But then he texted me right when he left. And he's like, Mom, it was a girl from Saddleback.
Oh.
I know.
So
So he strolled in at 6 this morning.
Oh.
the
Yes,
walk
he
of shame.
did.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So speaking of Jake, my niece,
Yes.
whose bridal shower it was. So she's my cousin's daughter, but because Mexicans have a bunch of family members, went to give away. So my cousin, who was like my sister, her daughter, Lily, who Jake was the ring bearer, and she
Oh
was
my
the
God.
flower girl when she's
Yes.
getting married.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
So
crazy.
yes, that's
Aw.
cool.
It
love
is so
that.
sweet.
It's like a small world.
Yeah.
I know.
I love
I
it.
love
Small
that.
world.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
Anyway, we love boys. And
Boys are the
We
best.
love
You know-
girls too, but
You
boys
know what's
are
funny is I don't think all boys are like that.
great. Yeah.
I think we
no,
can
you're
get
right.
into this in another episode because I don't want to name.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think all boys are like that.
Yeah, no, it's. I get it. I want to see in the future what's going to happen because if you have a daughter, they're going to call you every day. You know, I
Yeah.
talk to my mom 3 times a day.
Yeah.
You know, this and that, and she talks to John, my brother, once a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
They text each other, but they talk once a week. But yeah, I know I guess there are different relationships with.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that.
I'm going because I have a lot for that.
Okay.
Next
All right.
episode.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've come to the end of the show
End of
where
the
we
show
like to
already.
do our final 5.
Oh, here
with
we go.
Okay.
All of our guests. If you're new to KoKo Unfiltered, this is called the Final 5, where each of the guests get 5 final questions to answer. These questions can range from being really funny or really, really deep.
Okay, go.
Today, I've picked really deep ones.
Oh crap!
boy.
Kristen, go first.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, they're not like too
Okay,
bad.
okay.
All right, Kristin and Maya, this is your final 5. Question number 1. What is the hardest lesson you've had to learn in life, and how did it change you?
Okay, hardest lesson I had to learn in life, and how did it change me? Not everything's going to go your way. And it changed me knowing that it's not supposed to go my way. There's a bigger plan for me. Done.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. The hardest lesson that I've had to learn is that not everybody will have my back the way that I have theirs. That's been a tough one.
That's a good one.
It's been and it's a hard lesson to learn, but I think once you work through it and accept it, then you're good to go.
Yeah. I like it.
Done. What about you? What
Yes,
about you,
you.
KoKo Spears?
The hardest lesson I've learned?
Yeah.
I know, it's not that easy, is it?
I don't know. I mean, just learning to open up a little bit more.
Oh, I could see that. I could
Because
see
I'm,
that.
like I said before, I'm closed off to a part.
Observing.
I want to learn to open up just a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna help you do that
Just a
gonna
little bit.
right here. We're opening it up right here.
Just a tinge.
Just a tinge.
Okay.
That's a new word. Tinge.
A tinge. We make up new words here
Question
on the
number
KoKo Spears
2.
show.
If you can give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Don't worry so much. Stop worrying. Everything works out. It always works out.
Love yourself.
Love it.
Oh God, that makes me teary eyed.
I know. I
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Love yourself.
I think one piece of advice for myself is I should have started like school earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
but
big piece of advice, but I should have started school as soon as I got out of high school.
you'll be led down the right path on that. Don't
There's
even
a
people
reason.
things happen for a reason. I can attest to that. So don't even. You're on your path.
Yeah.
You're on your path for that.
I am. I love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Question number 3. How do you define success, and do you feel like you've achieved it?
I think it's just a feeling. I think it's a feeling. And if you're feeling bad, you are not successful. And I'm striving for it every day. But I think if I guess it depends on different scenarios. Like work-wise, I'm very, very happy. I feel successful in work-wise.
She's
In my
just
friendships,
saying that 'cause I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I
'Cause
feel,
we're still on the
I feel
DW.
successful. Weight-wise, I'm working on it.
Oh, stop.
I'm not successful in that right now, but I'm working on it. I went on the treadmill 30 minutes.
She has her little walking pad on her desk.
2 days in a row. So that's what I think. And I'm not going to beat myself up. Maybe that's a success is a harsh word. Maybe. Okay.
She's like, and done.
I'm done.
Okay, and I'm done. Oh gosh, I just totally blanked because I was gonna think about saying something to her, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I define success in the connections that you make in life. Like I define success in having you as a close friend, Brandon, and you, Kristin, having you as long as I've had you in my life.
Success.
My friends,
Success.
Yeah.
my relationship,
Yeah.
Dan the Grizzly Man.
of course, Dan, right? Him and I, the way we met and how it all happened, and me letting my guard down, and letting someone rescue me with snow tires in the snow.
Right?
Right? We'll go into that later, people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I define success on my connections and raising good humans.
Yes.
And you think
Successful.
you achieved it?
I think I do. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I do.
I think you did too.
Yeah. And shout out to Dan too, because he's part of that.
We love
Yeah.
Dan. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, he recorded our TikTok for us last night.
Oh, he did a great job.
Question number 4. What's one thing about you that people often misunderstand?
Oh gosh. Okay. One thing about me that I think is my two personality. Like, how can
I
you
was like, when did you become bipolar?
come on? We're going back to the Enneagram.
I was going to bring that up earlier. But
I think you have a little bit of bipolarness.
Just I think my nature, my giving and supportive nature. I think people who might have the sus kind of like attitude, like the non-trusting attitude, might think that I'm in it to gain something.
Right. Okay.
I think. I've never heard that feedback before, but then you gave me this hard question.
That's a
I'm going to
good
put it out
answer.
there. I don't know. Okay.
Aw. I would say maybe my caring as invading. That's misunderstand. Like I'm just caring about you. I'm not trying to know everything about you.
Right.
Yeah.
I just care.
Yeah. Yeah. That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
this goes back
Yeah.
to your son. You wanted to know just
Yes.
where he was going.
Right.
You weren't looking to
No.
impede in his privacy.
Right.
You just wanted to know, hey, where are you going? What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
Maybe I want to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me get my costume on.
And then your last question number 5. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
I would just have like that. I loved you all so much. How much I love the people in my life
Oh.
and the listeners and supporters.
And future sponsors.
Yes.
Future sponsors.
How much I love my friends, my family, my animals, everybody.
Yeah. I would want to be remembered as someone that you laughed with a lot. That's what I want to be remembered by. Someone that you just laughed.
Yeah.
You just laughed and you danced.
Oh,
And you dance.
yes. Kitty lit up.
Life is not anything without dancing.
No, it's not.
And a 5, 6, 7,
7, 8.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show yet again. You guys are always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Always
Love it.
amazing. And thank you for everyone for listening. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
And you know where to like, follow, subscribe, share. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere.
All
We're
over the world.
Look
international.
for us.
We're on
Portugal.
Portugal. We love it. Well, thank you for listening, and we will catch you in the next episode. Toodles.
All right. Bye.
Bye. And for more information on KoKo Unfiltered, go to KoKoUnfiltered.com.